Why do we sit here being silent, watching our leaders turn into tyrants? Have they forgotten which side they're fighting for? Checks and balances set aside and rule of laws, youths and ours, and Constitution openly ignored. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Is it time for right and left to join a greater cause? Man, I'm not okay. The rich claim to be victimized just to attack the marginalized. Just 1% really worth more than all the sick and poor. Always preaching about fellowship while planning their dictatorship. Now we've seen how all of this plays out before. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Time for you and I to join our country's call. Man, I'm not okay. Ever wonder all the mystery, why they whitewash our history? Keep dividing is their plan. All in all, such a scam. Algorithm very sly, only used to spread the lies. Politicians know well, hate is simple to upsell. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Time for you and I to join our country's call.
We are not okay. America is not okay, and we all know that. Former Congressman Joe Walsh, this is the Social Contract with Joe Walsh. Let's figure out how to get okay together. Hey, Monday. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. Let me start this show this Monday. Former Congressman Joe Walsh here. And let me not start with a squirrel. Let me start this Monday's show and not chase the squirrel. The daily squirrel, the hourly squirrel, the every other minute squirrel. You know what I'm talking about, right? We've got a guy in the White House who every day does and says 100 crazy, stupid, dishonest, outrageous, corrupt, illegal, lawless, un-American, anti-democratic things. Every day Trump says or does hundreds of outrageous things. And in this business that I'm in, right? What do you call this business? Political talk, political media. For all of us who oppose Trump, most everybody in the business I'm in, every day we chase the most outrageous squirrel. Every day, man, it's a food fight. And every day, right, there's a whole industry, a lot of people making a lot of money every day screaming about what Trump just did. Outraged by what Trump just did. And they do videos, write pieces, do podcasts. Every day, man. Trump did this. Did you see what Trump did? Bah, bah, bah. And away they go chasing that squirrel. The one or two or three most outrageous squirrels that Trump just throws against the wall every day. We all do it. I don't enjoy it. I do some of it. I've really tried to lessen dramatically how much of that I do on this podcast and on my Substack, on this daily show, I shoot me, put me away, force me to never open my mouth again. But if I had to spend almost every breathing hour yelling about, getting outraged about the latest thing Trump did, I put me away now. I don't want to do that. I don't want that to be my life. I do a little bit of it every day. I point out, and I try to point out not the stupid shit he says, because he's an idiot. I try to focus on the lawless things he does, the corrupt things he does, the cruel, the abjectly cruel things he does, the un-American things he does. I try to focus on these and put one or two of these in front of you every single day. But I want you thinking about bigger things. I want you thinking about things that matter outside of chasing the daily squirrel. I want you thinking about, because Trump ain't going to live forever. He certainly isn't going to be president forever. No fucking way is he going to run again in 28. We won't let him. Hey, Donald Trump, we will not let you run again, even if you try. So the day's going to come when he's gone, and this country that we all love has enormous problems. How the hell are we going to deal with all these problems? I mean, my former party, I'm asked it every day, right? It ain't coming back. It is what it is. It is a MAGA, authoritarian, fascist party. And that ain't changing. And the Democratic Party, ho Nelly. We'll get to them in a minute, man. They're running as crazy shit as they can down that leftist road down there. Most Americans trying to live their lives, make a decent buck, provide for their family. Government, just give me some common sense shit, some common sense stuff. Make things work, get shit done. Just what you can do just to help me improve my economic lot in life and then get the heck out of my life. That's where most Americans are. I want to focus more on that. I don't want to, as much as possible, I don't want to give breath to the extremes. What do we do? How does this country move forward? We need major political reform. The Electoral College has got to go. We've got to change the way we vote. We certainly need to fucking change the way we draw districts in this country. We need to increase the size of the House. There's so much we need to do. Corruption? Oh my God, the American people, all of us, maybe forget about the extremes, but all of us want to do something about the political corruption that's in front of our faces every single day. Our political system's broken. Most Americans just want it to work, right? Just work, get shit done, do common sense shit. I want to speak more to that. And I'm going to speak more to that. But in this vein of not chasing the daily squirrel, let me lead with something you ought to be aware of, you should know about, and it's probably nothing that people are going to talk about today, right? Because everybody's going to be screaming about Spain won the World Cup, and they photoshopped Trump out of the team picture. Trump was trying to do everything he could do to get into that damn team picture. They photoshopped him. So most people in my space are going to be laughing and screaming and yelling about that, and then they'll laugh and yell and scream about the stupid shit that Trump will say today. Something different that has everything to do with Trump, but nobody's going to talk about it. I'll start like this. Do you know? Do you understand? Do you realize we are on the verge of going to war again? We are on the verge of going to war against Cuba. Do you understand that? I know nobody's talking about it. I know we're not thinking about it, because when it comes to war, most Americans, when they think about war, they're still thinking about the stupid illegal war that Trump launched in Iran against Iran, that he's fucked up every step along the way, and he doesn't fucking know how to get out of this war, and it's a complete mess. But you need to be aware of something. Trump is very aggressively laying the groundwork to launch another war right in our neighborhood, to invade Cuba, a sovereign country. Trump's going to invade Cuba, go to war against Cuba, wants to take over Cuba. Regime change in Cuba. The State Department today. Keith, we got that header. The State Department today putting out a 64-page report. Trump's State Department. By the way, the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, has been itching and dying to go to war against Cuba for years. State Department puts out a report today that Cuba, 64-page report, Cuba has been fomenting far left extremism for 7 decades. They're running spy rings in the United States for 7 decades. Miami Herald, State Department putting out that report today. Thanks, Keith. The State Department putting out a 64-page report today that basically says Cuba has been waging a revolution against Western civilization itself for 7 decades. Fomenting the far left extremism, spy rings, trying to undermine United States interest, fomenting leftist revolutions in our own hemisphere. They pose an unusual economic threat to us. On and on and on it goes. And when you combine this State Department report about Cuba coming out today with what, again, for everybody who's paying attention, we can see with our own eyes, the pressure the Trump administration has been putting on a sovereign nation to make political and economic reforms, or else, it's clear that Donald Trump and Marco Rubio are laying the groundwork to go to war against Cuba. And the language they use, guys, right, sounds so familiar. Oh my God, the State Department report says, Cuba has been waging a revolution against Western civilization itself for 7 decades. They've been at war with America for 7 decades. What does that sound like? How familiar does that sound, right? Oh my God, we had to go to war against Iran because Iran's been at war against us for 47 years. 47 years they've been at war against us. Iran has. So naturally, we've got to respond because they've been at war against us for 47 years. They're saying, and they've been saying it, now it's codified in this State Department report. They're saying the same damn thing about another sovereign nation to justify going to war against this other sovereign nation. Venezuela, Iran, Greenland is still on the table. And now Cuba. And I think you're really missing the boat, no pun intended, if you don't think we're going to attack Cuba in a week or a month or a year. And by the way, this is kind of how Trump does things. He does something really stupid, typically illegal, and he fucks everything up. And so then he needs to get your mind and my mind off of the stupid, illegal thing he did. So he does something else stupid and typically illegal to get your mind off of the utter catastrophic mess that his war against Iran is. It would be just like him to launch another war. Two other final points. And I know it, and many of you know it, that Donald Trump lies as he breathes. So when he ran for office, president each time, all three times, he promised to be the president to end all wars, promised to be the president to end all American wars, to get America out of these wars. That was the president he was going to be. A lot of people voted for him because they were rightly sick of America doing everything everywhere, getting its troops and its people involved in other countries' interests all over the world. Cut it out, focus on home, make America great again. That was a big part of Make America Great Again. Think about this country, fix this country, put a wall around America. Let's take care of this country. That guy who said all of that, the guy who promised to end American involvement in wars, is on the precipice of launching and getting America involved in yet another war. All of you good folk, you good guys, you good bros who voted for Trump to keep us the fuck out of wars around the world. Man, hey, Joe Rogan, you were lied to. Nothing complicated about this. You were lied to. Read about the State Department report today. Again, this is important shit. And damn near everybody on all the favorite people you follow on Substack and your podcast and CNN and MS Now and Lord knows Fox News will ignore this. Nobody going to be talking about this today. Our political media so sucks, and generally most people in my business are after nothing but clicks and audience and followers and subscribers, because that's how you make money. And the way to get clicks and audience and listeners and followers and subscribers is to follow the daily outrageous squirrels or two that Trump throws out there. So they won't be chasing this story. This country is on the precipice of launching another illegal war. And who's going to talk about it? Second thing topic I wanted to put in front of you today. Did you know over the weekend there was a young woman in Aurora, Colorado, who was protesting ICE, standing on the sidewalk with a bunch of other folks? She was protesting ICE outside of a detention facility. And did you know that that young woman in Aurora, Colorado, who was protesting, outstanding on a sidewalk, exercising her First Amendment rights as she was standing on that sidewalk in Aurora, Colorado, protesting ICE, an ICE thug, while sitting in his car, in his automobile, shot her. I'm going to play it for you in a second. An ICE agent sitting in his vehicle shot and injured a protester standing on a sidewalk. Her name's Emma Sands. This happened in Aurora, Colorado over the weekend. Keith, do we have some of that video?
Thursday evening, Emma Landis was one of the people protesting outside of the Geo Aurora Detention Center when employees were arriving for work.
We're protesting. These people feel threatened by it.
She says she remembers seeing people in their Geo uniforms, but one man was wearing something more.
The guy had his gun and his bag satchel thing over his chest and was yelling at us as well. And we walked away. We were on the sidewalk and we went across the street to get to the other sidewalk to continue to walk away. And as soon as I had my back, that was when he shot the fire and it hit my foot.
Police say that man is 42-year-old Geo employee Brandon Booth. He drove away from the scene but was later arrested. She was left to fend for herself.
And instead of, calling 911 or any of those people putting any effort into helping me, they all left. I had to call 911 myself.
Emma says soon others who were nearby came to help her. She was taken to the hospital and treated for her injuries, but now is recovering at home. She says she's in a lot of pain, but would protest.
Sometimes, often, I get accused of going too far with what I say. So I'll try not to go too far with what I say right now. Get those fascist thugs off of our streets now. I mean, abolish ICE now. An ICE thug sitting in his automobile shot a protester on the sidewalk in her foot. An ICE agent sitting in his vehicle shot an American citizen protesting on the street. And the other ICE agents, all reporting to work, all right there, saw it, heard it. None of them, including the thug sitting on his ass in his automobile who shot her, none of them did anything to help Emma Landis. None of them called 911. None of them went to her aid. She had to fend for herself. She had to call for care herself, and her fellow protesters helped her. Every single day. There's not enough time in the day, but every single day, there are hundreds of incidents involving ICE like this. We've got armed, masked federal thugs with full immunity to do whatever they want, J.D. Vance and Donald Trump told them and Stephen Miller told them. They're lawlessly roaming our streets, terrorizing immigrants and citizens, targeting brown and black people, depriving immigrants and citizens of their constitutional rights hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times every day. So I don't think it's going too far for me to say, get these fascist thugs off our streets now. This ain't America. This is not America. This is not America. That dude, right, who shot and killed the young 26-year-old immigrant in Maine had no business being any sort of law enforcement. We now know this guy was mentally fucked up. No way should he have been around guns. He had real psychological issues. The thug who shot and killed that immigrant in Maine. Democrats get some balls. Abolish ICE is not defund the police. In fact, abolish ICE is the antithesis of defund the police. Final thought this morning, this Monday. Look, this is a thought and a message for Democrats, for those in the Democratic Party, a party that I joined a year ago for a very specific reason, just to help the Democratic Party defeat the Republican Party, because I believed then, and I believe even more now, that my former political party is, in fact, an existential threat to everything we hold dear in this country. The Republican Party is an existential threat to democracy, the Constitution, the rule of law, pluralism, basic human decency. It is an utterly un-American political party. It's become that. Its leader is everything our founders feared. But you know what, Democrats? MAGA, that party, that authoritarian party, that fascist party, MAGA, Democrats, that party is going to keep winning. As stunning as that is to comprehend, my former political party, utterly un-American, will keep winning nationally and keep winning in battleground states if the Democrats continue to do them a big old favor and talk about crazy shit and go down crazy paths and yell about and push stuff that the vast majority of the American people either don't care about or think is wrong. If Dems keep saying crazy shit and pushing crazy ideas like abolish the police, like abolish our borders, like end capitalism, allow people in this country illegally to vote in federal elections, like Israel is evil and we should end our alliance with evil. I should go on. But all the crazy shit that my fellow Democrats on the left are saying that most Americans just recoil at, if Democrats keep this up, then MAGA will keep winning. The rise of the Democratic Socialists. Look, big tent, I get it. Big tent party. Democratic Socialists, right, can win in New York City, very blue districts and states, fine. But when you nominate and elect Democrats, even in blue districts and states who believe America is evil, who believe we should get rid of prisons, and everything I'm telling you, every outlandish, crazy, stupid shit that I'm telling you that's been said has been said by and advocated by Democratic Socialists running for office and getting elected, not making this stuff up. End capitalism has been said by Democratic Socialist candidates who've gotten nominated. America was to blame for 9/11 has been said by Democratic Socialist candidates who've been nominated, who've won elections. whole litany of crazy shit that's been said. You see, you got to decide, Democrats. Do you want to win? You got to decide, my fellow Democrats on the left. Do you want to win? Do you want the Democratic Party to win, or do you want to take over the Democratic Party? I come from the Tea Party. There were plenty of my fellow Tea Party colleagues back in the day who didn't give a fuck about the Republican Party. They wanted to take over the Republican Party. That was their goal. So they were all about going after the Republican Party, tearing down the Republican Party. They didn't give a damn if the Republican Party won or not. They wanted to take over the party. I think a lot of these Democrats, Democratic socialists, and these Democrats on the left, which is where the energy in the party is, they got to answer that question. Is the goal to win? For the Democratic Party to win, like i.e. put a Democrat in the White House? Because, by the way, when you look at recent years, guys, Democratic presidents, Democrats who've actually been sent to the White House, how about Bill Clinton, Barack Obama, and Joe Biden? And Bill Clinton and Barack Obama and Joe Biden didn't run on crazy shit like let's abolish prisons. Capitalism is bad. Let's confiscate 100% of the earnings of any millionaire or billionaire in this country. Open our borders. Clinton, Obama, and Biden didn't win talking crazy shit like that. They won by appealing to people in the middle. They won by appealing to independents. They won by appealing to the left. They won by building a broad coalition generally focused on, right, back to the top. What do most Americans care about? Just common sense, get shit done stuff that can just help me with my economic life. And that's what Clinton, Obama, and Biden did, the last three Democratic presidents elected. It's a weird place for me to be in because I acknowledge the full-on threat my former party is. But I need to keep preaching this to my fellow Democrats because I want the Republican Party to lose. And if the Democrats focus on crazy shit that turns off most Americans, they'll win a congressional district in New York City. They'll put, they'll win the mayorship in New York City. They'll win in a few blue areas around the country. But if Democrats keep talking about crazy shit that most Americans think is wrong and most Americans don't care about, Democrats are not going to win the White House. And Democrats won't win in states like Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Arizona, Georgia. Okay. Thus endeth my lecture this Monday. Couple things to put in front of you. Paxos. Paxos is our Know Your Rights tool that we have out there. Thanks, Keith. There's the link right there. Out there, it's in the hands of immigrants and citizens around the country right now are using this tool. Can be used on any device. It's a Know Your Rights tool so that people know what to do when it comes to legally and lawfully fighting back against ICE. It's called Paxos. There's the link, paxos.app. It's free of charge. We've had it out there now since mid-April. It's making a real difference in the lives of immigrants and citizens when they encounter ICE, when they have to deal with ICE, tells them what they can do, what their rights are. Check it out. Check out the tool. And if you've got folks you know who could use it or benefit from it, get it to them. For anybody out there listening to me right now, because we're crowdsourcing this thing every month to help us continue to update this tool and to distribute this tool. Costs a little bit of money every month, so we're crowdsourcing it. We've got a GoFundMe page. We want the American people to fund this thing. If you're duly inspired by what we're doing, make a contribution to Paxis. $20, $200, $2,000, $5, $50, $500. You get the point. Doesn't matter. Paxis.app, Paxis.app. My Substack, socialcontractwithjoewalsh.substack.com. Everything I do, I'm on my own. This is just me, right? I don't work. I don't have a big group. I'm not part of some conglomerate. I'm not part of some corporation. I'm not with a big old media company. It's just me put my voice out there every day. In everything I do, say, think, write, speak about is on my Substack. If you want to help keep my voice out there, even if you don't love this voice, by the way, you should follow voices that you don't agree with. You ain't going to get smarter if you only follow people and subscribe to people who think just like you. Stop that. Social Contract with joewalsh.substack.com. Consider becoming a paid subscriber. That would be just awesome. Final thing, shoot me an email about anything that's on your mind. The Social Contract with joewalsh@gmail.com. All one word, the Social Contract with joewalsh@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, everybody. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, follow, and share The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple, Spotify. Plus, don't forget to subscribe to The Social Contract on Substack. This has been The Social Contract with Joe Walsh.